It's a given that we should all be saving for retirement. I mean, I sure hope you agree with me by now, right? I can beg, plead, cajole, and admonish you to save for retirement until I'm blue in the face. But perhaps it's time to make this issue a little more vivid. My guests today are Dr. Stephen Crystal, Chair of the Division on Aging at Rutgers University, and Susan Keating, President and CEO of the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, which recently conducted a survey on Americans and their savings habits. Stephen, we'll come to you in just a moment, but Susan, we've heard this a lot over the years, that Americans just don't save enough. What are the latest statistics from your survey?
Well, Adam, the latest statistics are actually very concerning. We're finding that 28% of Americans, or 59 million Americans, are in fact not saving for the future. And, you know, if you think back to prior generations, this is a trend with an aging population that is one that is concerning to all of us.
Susan, please tell me young people are doing better on this score?
Adam, I'd like to tell you that the picture is better with the younger generation, but it's not the case. And as you referenced, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling conducted this survey trying to get a sense for the differences in different age groups. And we found that the Gen Yers, for example, seriously are not saving at the level that they should be. 1 in 10 is not saving at all, and for those younger Americans that are making less than $40,000 a year, half of them are not putting anything towards saving.
Well, based on the recent changes in bankruptcy laws, your organization, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, has really been thrust into the front lines of the bankruptcy process. What sort of trends are you seeing?
We're hearing some really serious concerns related to things like health care and just meeting day-to-day obligations, even some of the basics. I mean, there's certainly a lot of talk about energy costs and transportation and, you know, cost and the expense of heating and air conditioning and so forth. Even some of the fundamentals are so seriously tipping so many Americans over the edge, but with seniors, this is particularly alarming. Can
you personalize this trend, this graying of people filing for bankruptcy?
Adam, I'll tell you, the age of the clients that our agencies are seeing has increased by almost 10 years. We're seeing more and more aging individuals, more and more seniors, that just simply can't make ends meet and are financially seriously desperate and looking for help.
Wow, Susan, that is certainly eye-opening. I'm just sort of shocked. Thank you for the work you're doing in addressing these challenges. Let's turn now to Dr. Stephen Crystal at Rutgers. Our topic, Seniors Without Savings, has been a critical focus of your studies for years. You've written recently about the two worlds of aging, one affluent and one struggling. Is this division diminishing as the baby boomers reach their retirement years, or is it actually getting worse?
It's now pretty clear that it's getting worse. And there's been, the baby boomers in particular, they're now old enough that we pretty much know from the data what kind of position they're entering retirement in, what the distribution looks like. There's been a number of economic studies, some of which my colleagues and I have done, so we're really now into it. But you have an already very high level of income inequality, wealth inequality among the United States elderly, higher than the other developed countries, and we can project fairly confidently that that will be even more disparate with this baby boom cohort because their incomes have been so disparate during their working years, particularly the late working years.
Stephen, how do health care costs that are not covered by Medicare, like long-term care, impacting the monthly expenditures and the savings of older Americans?
Huge issue, and of course this issue about health care costs and catastrophic health care costs is really behind the whole story of impoverishment, including bankruptcy, at all ages. Medicare pays only on average 50 to 60% of health care expenditures for those people that have it. A lot of people have supplemental coverage, lots of people don't. Long-term care is obviously one of the classic situations that will drive many elderly people into impoverishment. That's not really covered a need for long-term home care or nursing home care. But also just the co-payments can be quite substantial for people of modest incomes. And so you can say really that almost half of the elderly are one health crisis away from impoverishment. There's really lots and lots of elderly people who, as you say, are seniors without savings.
I do want to thank you for your time today, Stephen. If you're a senior on a fixed income facing the challenges of rising expenses, I encourage you to get help soon, either from the AARP or from the National Foundation for Credit Counseling. Any senior in that situation will tell my younger viewers to save now. So whether you're 25, 35, or 55, it's not too late for you to define what your retirement is going to be. The hardest part is putting away that first dollar. Do it now and do it often.